It's a pleasure to welcome you back to the news program on 24 Hours channel. Thank you for sparing a few minutes of your day to accompany us and stay updated with the hottest and noteworthy events that have taken place alongside 24 Hours channel. In today's news, we have the following highlights.
Ladies and gentlemen, on July 15th, China once again experienced a series of natural disasters and phenomena that have overwhelmed and struck the country, often claiming the lives of Chinese officials and soldiers. It is believed by many that divine retribution has targeted the right individuals for punishment. Over the past 2 days, numerous provinces in China, including Beijing and Yan'an, have witnessed extraordinary occurrences. These include a super meteorite striking Beijing, causing significant and severe damage. Meanwhile, in Yan'an province, before a devastating earthquake measuring over 7.1 on the Richter scale occurred, thousands of Chinese soldiers and officers lost their lives. In the skies above the affected region, unusual phenomena have also been observed. The sky has been enveloped in an abnormal red hue. Tens of thousands of black crows and vultures have filled the sky, emitting a series of loud and disturbing sounds, reminiscent of the messenger of death. This has sent chills down the spines of many, considering it an ominous symbol and a sign of misfortune associated with these two bird species. Horrifying earthquake struck at 9 p.m. yesterday, toppling an entire missile brigade stationed in the area and causing extensive destruction to homes and infrastructure. This incident has garnered significant attention from the public. The unfolding of this terrifying and unsettling disaster can be seen in our video today. We invite viewers to listen attentively. China, a country renowned for its over 5,000 years of history and significant contributions to global civilization, is now perceived to be in complete ruin under the leadership of the Chinese Communist Party. Chinese Taoist philosophers often say, the sins of one person will bring calamities to their family, and when the ruler lacks morality, disasters befall the nation, and the people suffer. Observing what has been happening in China under the despotic and brutal rule of Xi Jinping, it is evident that this statement holds true. Wise rulers of ancient times always emphasized self-cultivation, humbleness, and adherence to the will of heaven. They were aware that their fate was intrinsically tied to divine judgment. If one does not act in accordance with the will of heaven, natural disasters and unusual phenomena are bound to occur, serving as a warning to humanity. At this time, the emperor should fast, purify the precepts, and worship the divine spirits of heaven and earth. Furthermore, self-reflection and self-punishment are necessary. Commanding in accordance with the timing of heaven, one must carefully consider the consequences. Looking at the current situation worldwide, particularly on the mainland of China, moral values are declining, society is deteriorating, and people are solely focused on pursuing material wealth. They worship materialism, resort to any means, and disregard and ridicule divine beings. Those who commit misdeeds often cite the absence of divine intervention, denying the existence of any Buddhas or a life after death, reducing everything to dust. Therefore, China, and that has long been hailed as the Middle Kingdom, is now facing the wrath of nature. Endless calamities such as floods, droughts, floods, snowstorms, earthquakes, epidemics, hailstorms, and human disasters are becoming increasingly severe. Could this be a wake-up call from the heavens? The divine always shows compassion and provides humans with opportunities. Whether officials or ordinary citizens, each person must cultivate moral virtues, as it is the solid bond that connects humans to the heavens, ensuring peace in the face of great calamities. However, this becomes meaningless for those who lack reverence for heaven and earth, like Xi Jinping and the Communist Party authorities. Ladies and gentlemen, one day before a catastrophic earthquake struck the Chinese military, tens of thousands of crows and vultures inexplicably swarmed the skies over Yan'an. Darkness shrouded the area, accompanied by spine-chilling cries, conveying the sounds and messengers of death. Many had anticipated an impending and horrific disaster due to these unusual signs, and their worries turned into reality. At around 9 p.m. yesterday, an earthquake measuring over 7 on the Richter scale, with its epicenter 10 kilometers deep underground, occurred near Baoshan County, Yan'an Province, submerging everything at a military base belonging to the Chinese Army's 5th Corps. transforming an entire missile brigade, equivalent to nearly 1,000 soldiers and officers of the People's Liberation Army of China, into a sinking pit within the earth, while assembling a large military force in a province bordering several provinces in northwest Vietnam, is believed to be a preparation for teaching Vietnam a second lesson, as advocated and supported by top Chinese military leaders. The aftershocks of the earthquake have also devastated numerous administrative buildings of the local government and claimed the lives of many residents in Bao Sun County. In neighboring provinces such as Sun Lo and Lai Chau, the tremors were strongly felt. Additionally, two modern bridges on the highway collapsed completely in both directions due to the strong impact of the earthquake. Earlier this month, a crowded high-speed train accident occurred during stormy weather, resulting in the death of approximately 350 people. In China's Danhai province, a bridge collapsed in both directions due to the recent earthquake and heavy rainfall. Specifically, a powerful earthquake measuring 7.4 on the Richter scale struck Manhui County, an autonomous region of Danhai province in China. This caused two modern high-speed bridges on the highway to collapse. The Yamadan Bridge, with a total length of 507 meters, and the second Yamadan Bridge, with a total length of 907 meters, were both affected. Due to the Yamadan Bridge's proximity to the earthquake's epicenter, only 7 kilometers away, the damage was severe. According to China's Central Television CCTV, the Yamadan Bridge collapsed in both directions, with sections of the bridge falling like a series of dominoes, and the bridge pillars were damaged to varying degrees. Hundreds of vehicles were damaged, and the total number of casualties exceeded 350. Explaining this phenomenon, Mr. Tran Kim Liu, a senior engineer at Danhai Traffic Inspection and Consulting Limited Company, stated that the relatively strong earthquake intensity of 7.4 on the Richter scale caused seismic waves that propagated eastward and northward. It was precisely this northward direction that led to the bridge collapsing in one direction, and the swelling of the road surface was also due to the impact from this northward direction. According to the engineer, as the bridge deck was not elevated significantly above the ground, the bridge deck itself suffered minimal damage and did not crack upon impact. However, the overall integrity of the bridge's structure was heavily affected. In the next step, engineers will conduct a comprehensive inspection of the bridge's substructure and decide on the reconstruction plan. The Yamadan Bridge is part of the A10 highway and is located in the northern port city of China. It collapsed around 4:30 p.m. yesterday. Unfortunately, more than 350 people lost their lives during that time, and many others were seriously injured. According to the Minister of the Chinese Ministry of Internal Affairs, vehicles trapped in the debris and buildings near the scene were severely damaged. A collapsed section of the bridge, approximately 2 kilometers long, fell into the river, railway tracks, and buildings below. The incident occurred during heavy rainfall due to the influence of the storm. Ladies and gentlemen, after the absurd and arrogant statements made by the Beijing government regarding the South China Sea, the U.S. government promptly opposed China's requirement for all foreign vessels to declare their presence to their maritime authorities. The U.S. Department of State called this a highly serious and baseless threat to freedom of navigation and global trade. In a bold move, the Pentagon recently ordered the aircraft carrier USS Nimitz and the destroyer USS Martin to be present in the South China Sea to monitor and reject Beijing's new regulations. Meanwhile, China's Lion Carrier Battle Group is also present in the region, conducting a 14-day exercise to showcase its strength to regional countries and the international community. Yesterday, a fierce clash occurred, seemingly to assert who is the world's elder brother. While China has experienced significant development over the past decades, rising to become the world's second-largest economy, its military strength still cannot be compared to that of the United States, particularly the U.S. Navy, which has a history of nearly a century of development. As a result, the Chinese Navy suffered a bitter outcome in the brief confrontation in the disputed area with 8 destroyers, resulting in severe damage to Chinese vessels, including 3 sunk ships and 6 Coast Guard ships sunk by Tomahawk missiles. Fortunately for the Chinese Navy, the Lion carrier was located far from the U.S. naval forces, allowing it to escape and take cover. Through this clash, it becomes evident that the Chinese Navy remains a paper tiger, excelling only in bullying smaller and weaker nations. However, when confronting military superpowers like the United States, Russia, and even Japan, China's superiority is far from guaranteed. In terms of quality, everyone knows the world's perception of made in China products, which are often seen as imitations or mere copies. Immediately following the clash, China's state-run CCTV and Chinese scholars quickly pointed fingers at the US warships, accusing them of deliberately provoking and attacking the Chinese Navy in the South China Sea. However, the US has not yet made any official comments regarding the naval confrontation between the two countries in the South China Sea.
The previous news segment concluded the program of 24 Hours channel. Thank you all for your attention and viewership. Please leave your feedback in the comment section of this video so that we can timeline, respond, and address any question you may have. If you find it interesting, please like and click the bell icon below to not miss the latest videos from our editorial team. Goodbye and see you in the next news update from 24 Hours channel.